Good morning, and I wanted to tell you why potentially the place that you think that your problem might not actually be the place of your problem. So Patrick here from Complete Health, and just wanted to go through the reasons why compensations can seriously lead to issues in other places. So it's amazing how many people will come and see me for neck and low back pain, because it's pretty much the two most common things. You could probably add headaches in there and make it three most common things, and you could probably add shoulder problems in there and you can make it four. But really, the most common things that we see are neck pain, low back pain, shoulder, and headaches. Now, with all of those issues, is it always the place that we think that the problem is actually where the problem is? So when we look at something like neck pain, we can quite often develop low back pain or shoulder pain or pain in loads of other places as a result of positioning. Now, let's just use an example. So low back is probably my favorite for this example because this is the most common. So people that develop low back pain, look at their posture. And they're almost always stooped forward. Now, when we stoop forward, is this now just a lower back issue? If we stoop forward, is this just a low back issue? And the reason why I say this is when we start to stoop forward, what happens is the weight of our body starts to shift towards the front. So is it just the low back? Because is the site of the problem the low back, or is that just where we're accumulating the pressure? Same again, I had a gentleman not that long ago, most interesting gentleman I've ever met, and would not accept the fact that even though we could prove it on an x-ray, that he was getting referred pain from the neck into the shoulder and down the arm. And all he wanted to tell me was it was his shoulder. We did all of his neurological tests, we did all of his rotator cuff tests, we tested all the muscles in his shoulder, and his shoulder was absolutely fine. We could reproduce zero pain from his shoulder, zero. But as soon as I touched his neck, guess what happens? The pain in his shoulder starts. But he wanted me to treat his shoulder. And I said to him, look, we can treat your shoulder. However, I'm telling you, this is not going to solve the problem. In the same sense that people will come to me and go, well, why are you, good morning. Why are you treating my upper back, my neck, and my shoulders when actually I've come to you with a low back issue? Well, the same thing is true. So if someone is stooping forward and the head is coming forward, typically this can lead to stuff like neck pain, shoulder pain, headaches, low back issues as well. And if we do not start to bring the head back and the shoulders back, that pressure continues to stay risen in the low back and can actually start to injure stuff like your discs. It can start to shorten the distance between your shoulders and your rotator cuff muscles. It can start to shorten the distance for the nerves coming out from the side of the neck. And as a result, what we start to see is huge amounts of compensatory patterns. So I always ask the question is your injury actually where you think it is? Which is why people will come into me with, say, for example, a low back issue, and we'll always ask about stuff like car crashes. Because if someone's had a car crash and we know that head's been jerked and whipped forward, there's a chance that the position has changed and as a result could be leading to another issue somewhere else. So think about it. Whenever you come and speak to a chiropractor, or when you are speaking to a chiropractor, or maybe you have a little trip, bump, fall in between some of your sessions and you're a little bit like, did this or will this affect me in the future? Get them to check it. Why? Because it's super important to get onto these things as early as possible, because the longer a compensation is, therefore, the harder it is to fix. But this is why we'll treat away from the source of your pain, and why it's not always just your low back that we're going to adjust when you have a low back problem, or it's not just your neck that we're going to adjust when you have an upper back and neck problem, and why it's not just your shoulder that we treat when you have an issue with your shoulder, etc. We're always going to be looking for the compensations or the changes in movement or position in other areas of the spine that could have led to those muscle imbalances, those nerve imbalances and joint imbalances. Patrick here from Complete Health. I hope you found a little bit of help in this information. If you know anyone, please share it. If you've got any questions, leave a comment. That's what we're here for. Till tomorrow, take care.